3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. It's time for the finish line with Bree Fansteel and James Rowland. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Start your engine!
Welcome into the finish line at 93.7 The Ticket. I'm your host, Bree Fansteel, joined by James Rowland. I've got Ben, B-E-N, on the buttons, the ones and twos. I love making him shake his head over there. And then we also have Jeff Lacina, the general manager of Motorsports Park of Hastings, with us today. And I was asking him a little bit about his credentials, and I went through a whole stack of papers here. The dude is decorated, so we will touch base with him in just a bit here. If you haven't listened to us before, or you kind of need a reminder, that's all right. You can listen to us in your car and on our 93.7 The Ticket app, and also watch on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, and the Allo channel 961 if you want to, and we strongly encourage it. You can call in or text in to 402-464-5685 and chat on YouTube. So please, please, please be a part of the show. We love it. Rebecca's not here today, but I think she'll be joining us in one of the chats. So we'll have Ben looking out for that as well. And I do want to thank our lovely show sponsors. We've only got a few more shows left of the finish line until next year. So we do want to give them a shout out here. Our show's brought to you by the Stern Company, Eagle Raceway, and Eagle Motorsports. With Eagle Motorsports, we've got Mike Boston. He's been on a while back. It feels like so long. He's a master fabricator with Eagle Motorsports. You know, he's building those chassis. He's been behind the wheel. And he's been behind the wrench. So he's really got you covered there. You can reach out to him on Facebook. That's probably the best way to get a hold of him. Eagle Raceway, we talk about them all the time. I think it's because it's where James and I live on Saturday nights and Friday nights, and sometimes Tuesdays and Mondays and Wednesdays and Thursdays.
I'm actually going in the morning.
Oh, perfect. So we're always there. But there's a reason we're there. That track is open for a full season of entertainment that is coming to an end here shortly. James, is next week the last points week?
We got 2 more Saturdays of points, so we'll wrap things up August 24th.
Good. So I have time to wreck the car a couple more times.
Well, let's try not to do that. You've kind of been on a good turn here lately.
Oh, I've been turning all right. Anyway, so Eagles got you covered on there. They've also got the Sprint Nationals coming up. So great family fun, and even just bring your friends out. If you don't know anything about racing, it's a great way to get involved in it. Pick a car once it gets on the track, and whoever wins whatever you guys put in the pool. So check Eagle Raceway out. And last but not least, we have Stern Company. We had Caitlin Stern on. James, you got to interview her. Can you tell us a little bit about Stern Company?
Stern Company is a oil, fuel, and lubricant company, family-owned business. It's been in the family for, I believe, Caitlin would be the 3rd generation. They also deal in propane, C3H8.
Oh, wow. So they really I've been talking oils, but they've got a lot covered there. So make sure you check out Stern as well. You can catch them at stern.co online, where problems meet solvers. So we do want to thank our sponsors. We love doing this. We have a lot of fun with it. And if it weren't for them, we probably wouldn't be doing what we're doing. So if you had a chance, make sure you check them out. But first, we have Race Roundup. James, what do you got?
Man, I got a ton. I managed to make it to a lot of races this week, unlike certain other programs. Listened and viewed a lot of races this week. I mean, it's been a pretty big week in motorsports. Of course, the Knoxville Nationals going on over there in Iowa, or went on. They are now concluded last night. Kyle Larson led flag to flag. Great win for Kyle Larson, but we'll kick it off here locally. US 30 Speedway in Columbus on Thursday. I believe their season's winding down as well. Late models, Corey Dumpert's been on an absolute tear this year, picked up another feature win on Thursday night. Jacob Anson was your winner in the IMCA stock cars. Robbie Tom in the sport mod, still never got him over to Eagle. Hobby stocks went to Anthony Brune, and Christopher Nicolite picked up the win in your Crown Vics. Now, Beatrice, we kind of got a little bit of actually triple duty on Friday night. Not only did they have their 6 big classes of IMCA racing, but we also crowned champions. And they had a mechanics race that looked like an absolute hoot. 13 stock cars in their mechanics race.
Was there wrecking?
About 7 of them finished.
Oh my goodness.
So.
I'm so glad I wasn't there then. Because we were going to put Katie in, but my car was broken. But
you
we were
should
going to
have.
put Katie in.
She deserves that time. I didn't know until
she
about
does.
3 weeks ago that she had more of a racing background than being on a pit crew. But you informed me that she had done karts back in the earlier days. So I always like to watch people from the kart ranks get to climb up into the big cars.
And those of you who don't know, by the way, Katie's probably giggling listening to this. Katie is my best friend
Her
and
wife.
my race wife,
My
as
race
we
wife.
call her. She's always there supporting me at the track, helping me, lending me tools and getting her hands dirty. So we like to joke around with her, but she raced go-karts with me growing up. And we've kind of been friends ever since then. So sometimes we yank on each other's strings there. But anyways,
Friday night, Jordan Grabowski earlier in the year, just a couple of weeks ago, picked up his 300th career IMCA modified win. Shocker, he picked up the win on Friday night, also wrapping up the points championship over there at Beatrice Sport Mods. Brandon Spanger picked up the win. It seems like every time his newborn daughter is at the racetrack, that 19XX machine finds victory lane. Tyler Nayrud picked up the championship. He had an absolutely incredible season. Think he ended the year out at Beatrice with 5 wins. Stock cars, Jarrett Wood, 16-year-old kid, just got into the stock cars, picked up his first feature win.
Very cool.
Always
That's
love those
awesome.
stories. Lance Borgman picked up the title in that one. Dylan Richards picked up the feature win and tied up the championship by 3 points going into the night. Sport Compacts, Kaylee Richards picked up the feature win. Johnny Thomas with the championship. And Mod Lights, that's kind of a low car count class, but they are super fun to watch. And I just really like to say this name because a lot of people don't know how to. Justin Kinderconnect picked up the win, and Scott Nagitz from Carter Lake, Iowa, absolute phenom when it comes to the Mod Lights, took home the championship. For the Knoxville Homers, we've got the Knoxville Nationals win on Wednesday night. Giovanni Selzy picked up the win. Thursday night's preliminary action went to Kyle Larson. Friday night to Donnie Schatz. That was actually kind of interesting. If you followed
Really?
Knoxville during the week, Jack Dover, good friend of ours, kind
Who
of
we'll
forgot to
have
go
on
to the.
soon.
I know.
We will have Mr. Jack Dover himself. We don't know when yet, but we will have him. I promise.
Well, you might want to leave this part off
Oh,
because
I know where you're going.
Yeah, he missed the scale, and that ended up sending Donnie Schatz to the pole position for Friday night's preliminary feature, where he picked up the one. And then Saturday night at the granddaddy of them all, Kyle Larson picked up the win, flag to flag. It was really, watching the highlights, that was a pretty good race. I can't really dog on him too hard. Lucas Oil late models had the North-South 100. A bunch of people were asking me about that race last night, like they don't have my race pass on their phones. Bobby Pierce picked up the win in the 100 lappers. Junction Motors Speedway, we'll kind of breeze through that. Jed Williams in your stock cars. Tyler Nayrud with another great night over at McCool Junction in the sport mods. Jordan Ensinger picked up the win. It looked like there was an absolute melee in the hobby stocks. You always hate to see torn up race cars, but it looked like Daytona on the backstretch at McCool Junction in the
that's not
video that I
good.
saw. Yeah, so rough night over there, but I think Mr. Ensinger may have taken home the bounty money on that one. Kaylee Richards picked up the win in the Sport Compacts. Crown Vics went to Clinton Baker. And the new late model series went to McCool Junction last night, the High Plains late models, and that winner was Braxton Leonard. I believe that's Dusty Leonard's son, a longtime shoe from around the area. And then Eagle Raceway, you were there, I was there, almost had Ben talked into going there. Your stock car
Close,
winner,
so close.
Dan Jackson, made it 2 in a row after not picking up a feature win for 10 years.
Wow.
And his name was Bill Howell.
Yes.
He selected a Frisbee, and it's kind of similar to how the High Limits does the Durst dice roll. But
Okay.
we do it with a Frisbee. After the Fab 402 steal, the show award gets given out. You still have 4 classes to choose from. So a fan in the stands that's selected picks a Frisbee. The person who they pick to win that feature, if they can win it, my words are kind of turning into mashed potatoes here.
It's okay.
But
I like
that's
mashed
a saying?
potatoes.
If the
That's a
dri-
saying.
It is now. Let's make it
yeah,
one.
I
my
don't
brain
think that's
goes
a
mashed
saying.
potatoes all
Clip
the
it
time.
into a reel.
I don't
Okay,
think- I don't
so
think that's a saying.
James' brain is mashed potatoes,
And Breeze's peanut gravy.
and together we are no. Anyway, so Eagle Raceway, Bill Howell, he with King's Auto Supply, he pulled a Frisbee, and I was in my car strapped in, and I heard it over the receiver that they're like, "Congratulations, Dan! Someone picked you to win." And you and that person won $400.
Yeah, $400 each. So I believe that ended up being either an $800 or $900 payday for Dan
Holy
Jackson.
moly!
That'll make a lot of cookie dough. I don't know.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't go out to Eagle, go out there on Saturday night and after the races, swing by Dan Jackson's pits. His wife makes some incredible cookies. I am super mad that I didn't know about them until last night, but she forced me to take the last one, and it was astounding. I've eaten a lot of
First
good
off-
homemade cookies this weekend.
First off, I would like to point out that I am pitted, 3 or 4 cars down from Mr. Dan Jackson.
I believe it was 2 yesterday.
I saw you, James Roland, and I was not offered any cookies or half of a cookie that you might want to share with your co-host.
It
so,
was. I might have. I don't think that there was a half a
If-
cookie because I think I ate the whole thing in
yeah,
one bite.
I'm gathering that. If anyone has any comments for James on my behalf, feel free to start adding those in. I'm a little salty about that one there.
I couldn't tell.
Okay,
Nudging
okay.
right
I held it-
along.
I held
So
it
Dan
together.
You held
Jackson,
it back.
congratulations
You're a
on
good
2
actor.
wins. Cole Wayman, really quite the banger of a sport mod race last night. Really good from start to finish. 3 classes went caution free last night.
Quite the banger.
So yeah, I mean Eagle Raceway is known for producing bangers, man.
Well, it is the sport mod class. Anyways,
So Cole Wayman picked up the win just narrowly over Adam Verbka. Great race from start to finish. Modified feature, little bit of controversy. Bob Zobek ended up with the win, had a driver docked 1 point, one spot, and unfortunately that one spot was from first to second. Hobby
Yeah.
Stocks, Adam Wasserman picked up his second win on the year. And in the sprint cars, let's say you've been around the area for a long time, but you've kind of quit going to the races over the last few years. Well, let your nostalgic heart pump because rock and roll Billy Alley is back.
Woo!
For the sprint car fans around here, like growing up for me, it was Steve Kinzer, Sammy Swindell, and locally it was Rodney Dowd and Billy Alley. So good to see Billy back in the house. Eagle Raceway's got his father's first installment, the Stuart Alley Memorial Race presented by Tyler Perry Enterprises. That's coming up on Sunday, September the 8th. And aside from that, Ty Majeski picked up the win in the NASCAR Truck Series. They are currently racing at Richmond. Daniel Suarez is your leader, but that's about all that I got for Race Roundup.
Oh, I love it. That was good. We had a lot to talk about there, and Mother Nature was not winning. If anything, she was being very nice to us and giving us some great weather here in the southeastern Lincoln area. I hope I have my cardinal directions right on that one. I really
Maybe.
had to think. Mashed potato brain. Anyways, Jeff, so I saw you shaking your head. Are these drivers that you know of or have followed? Because I know you're in, we'll talk about what you're in, the type of racing that you do or that you're a part of here. But are those some names you know that we kind of mentioned?
A few of them, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is it so Motorsports Park Hastings, what is that place?
What is that? We are Nebraska's only asphalt road course.
Okay. So that's Rebecca, right up Rebecca's alley then.
Oh, exactly. And she
Okay.
came out a couple weeks ago and I gave her a tour and wet her whistle because she's a road
Mhm.
course driver.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think she's actually going to be joining us in September for
Okay.
one of our members' days out there. We run
Oh.
the track out there. So, but yeah, it'll be great to get her back out there. And I could just see her, the wheels in her head turning as
Oh,
I was giving her
yeah.
a tour. She came out on a motorcycle weekend that was out there. So they were missing 2 wheels, but she still got the
That's
gist
fine.
of the place.
That's like half
right.
of it.
That's
You're
right, yeah.
good. Well, so we were talking a little bit before the show, and I thought it was kind of a cool flex. You're talking about Forbes magazine. What was going on with that?
Yeah, our racetrack was constructed back in 2005, and our first race was Labor Day weekend of 2005. So then, when you build a new road course, you build it, now you've got to get groups to come. And, so the original owner and the guy that developed the track, George Anderson, I still call him the Godfather, even though he's no longer involved with the track, but it was his harebrained idea to get 47 different owner investors together to build this facility. A road course versus an oval takes up a much larger footprint. We're on 105 acres is what our road course is out there. It's a 2.15 mile, 13 turn road course. So it takes up a big footprint. So it's a huge financial investment. So the type of racing we do a lot of club racing. There's lots of different clubs, alphabet soup of PCA, NASA, ARMA. We also hosted the Bagger Racing League this year. So there's a detail about, Bagger, Harley Davidson and Indian motorcycles with saddlebags on them. Racing on the road course.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of everything for everyone, sort of, in a sense.
Motorcycles love our track. We have motorcycles out there every month, April through September. Our season is April 1. And this year we're actually hosting a go-kart event October 19th and 20th. Ooh. So we're hoping we're not plowing any snow with go-karts. And then,
I'll come help.
It's central Nebraska. We should be good on that, so, but motorcycles, go-karts, we actually have our own go-kart series called the Margay Ignite Karting Nebraska series. And it's basically a spec series where everyone runs a Margay kart. Margay's a manufacturer out of St. Louis, and they all run the Briggs & Stratton LO206 engine. So the competition is very tight in that class. So we've got really 3 different classes.
Driver.
Setup and driver. Yes, setup and driver.
What's the tire rule on it?
They all run a spec Hoosier. Okay. Everyone's on spec engine, spec fuel, spec tires. So it gets up to setup and the driver's ability. There's a decal around there, or there's a graphic that you see that well, Colin McRae said, straights are for fast cars, turns are for fast drivers.
Yes.
So on a road course, that's what it's all about, is the driver's ability to get that vehicle, whether it's a car, a motorcycle, or a car, around the track most efficiently that day, because every day is different, right? This weekend, we just hosted the SCCA out there, the mid-div time trials, and we had an incredibly cool August Saturday out there. I mean, our corner workers were chilly. They were needing their jackets out there working the corners. So the asphalt barely got to 100 and I don't even think it made 110 degrees, where Holy 2 weeks ago for motorcycles, we were 137 degrees.
Wow.
So there's a huge difference in asphalt temp, and that, completely changes the way you drive a track. So.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit more about that. And I want to know how many turns you have, because I've only got 2 when I'm on an oval. So
that's right.
We will get to that.
We have a question if you want to go before we go to break.
Okay.
Question from Hayden saying, I have a question, what it's like being a track promoter.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh gosh, track promoter. Well, for our track, we have our own series. So it's getting the word out there. It's getting sponsors lined up for the series. And then it's putting together the program that's is sustainable, making sure the entry fees are right so that our owners, or that our kart owners and drivers, a lot of them are owner drivers. We do have a few kart owners that bring their grandkids out, or their sons or their daughters and run. So promoter today, you've got to get all the social media. You've got to get the website. You've got to get the mass emails out. You got to be bringing in new racers all the time. So promoter, that's just one of the hats that I wear out there. And, I promote the entire facility, as well as, the series that we run, but then all the different groups that come to us. I help promote their event to try to get local drivers to come out as well.
So your promoting is not just talk. Well, I guess it is, but it's marketing really is a huge part of it. Organizing, being the leader of everyone out there, and making sure that you got people coming in. They're on the track, they're in the stands, they're in the pits, and
staffing. A road course requires quite a bit of staff to run, because we have corner workers out around the corners. That's how we communicate with our drivers. So on any given weekend, I'll have 13, 15 workers out there around the track, as well as grid, flat toe, rollback, control, timing, scoring, there's a lot of moving parts, to put on a road course event.
I like it. All right. Well, let's go to break. If you guys have any other questions, and I hope you do because I've got a ton for Jeff Lacina here, make sure you comment on our YouTube or on our Facebook Live, and we will get to those
Or the
as we
text line.
can. Or the text line.
402-464-5685.
Thanks,
that
Ben.
text
That was
line. Yeah,
perfect.
I got
Loved
you.
it. All right. Well, you are listening to The Finish Line on 93.7 The Ticket.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through August 11th, enjoy USDA Choice Whole Ribeye Loin for $10.99 per pound, all natural thick-cut Iowa chops for $1.99 per pound, hand-cut extra meaty loin back ribs for $3.99 per pound, and Dungeness crab clusters for $19.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
If the week's been too hectic to even think about dinner, or your family can't handle one more night of leftovers, then it's time to let Hog Wild do the cooking. Hog Wild's family packs are one heck of a good deal for a complete barbecue meal loaded with all the smoked meats, tasty sides, buns, and sauces you need to feed your family. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. On the block with Strick and Austin.
Right, Matt Rule wants to be there. He wants to develop him. He wants to have coaches that have their hands on, are molding them and shaping them. And to your point, giving them the drills, giving them the tools to succeed. But I think Matt Rule is saying at the end of the day, the coaches can't want it more than the players.
Yeah.
The coaches
Because
can't,
they can't
hold
get out
their
there and do
hand
nothing
on the field.
Yeah, they can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Treads Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Treads Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
This is area race announcer James Rowland. Join me and Bree Fansteel every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket for The Finish Line, where we cover all things motorsports from local racing to racing around the world. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to the finish line with Bree Fansteel and James Rowland on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the finish line, race fans, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Tune in live on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter.
Not Twitch.
Oh,
No Twitch?
no Twitch. No more
Twitch.
twitching.
I wanted
YouTube,
to Twitch.
Facebook, Twitter. Arrow Channel 961.
There
got
you
it.
go.
Yeah.
Before we get back into it, current top 5 over at Richmond Raceway. Just getting into stage 3. Denny Hamlin, your leader. Joey Logano, 2nd. Austin Dillon, 3rd. Tyler Reddick, 4th. And Bubba Wallace rides in the top 5. We'll get back into it with Jeff Lucina, and I understand that our fearless leader might have a question.
Fearless leader. Is that what we're calling her? Is that what
Today.
she is?
It's Rebecca. What's Rebecca got for us?
She said, can't wait to get on the track. And then the question was, how easy is it for someone who has never raced to go to MPH and learn how to drive on asphalt?
That's a good one. Because,
I'm going to be taking notes on this.
Yeah. James
Everyone
and I
write
are
that
looking
down.
to go.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
everybody get your
Get your
pen and paper
notepad.
out.
Get your pens. That's right.
All right. What you got for us, Jeff?
First off, you need a vehicle.
Whoa.
So that's
That is shocking.
that's the basics. You
That's
need
shocking.
it. Well, but unfortunately, performance sedans or performance cars today, with this craze on SUVs and trucks, the manufacturers have kind of, Camaro. This is the last year of production for the Camaro.
Boo!
Yeah, but Corvettes, Mustangs, Firebirds, the Toyota 86 and Toyota Supra are great cars. All host of BMWs, Minis. Basically, any car can be driven well. So if you've ever wanted to learn what it's like to drive your car on a road course, we actually do our own driving schools out there, and they're called a performance driving school. So we're not teaching you racecraft. We're just teaching you the fundamentals of driving your car on a road course, understanding the terms of turn in, apex, track out, throttle, brake application. Where do you approach the turn? Is it left or right hand turn? Is it more than 90? Is it less than 90? Where's your eyes? Where are you looking? What do the flags mean? There's so much to learn,
like
just
that.
the basic skills of driving your car on a road course. And so we do our own schools out there. We call them the MPH Driving 101 programs. And our next school is coming up September. We do our schools on Friday. Let me get my calendar out here. We're Friday, the September 6th is our next driving school.
Oh, that's coming right up. That's a few weeks away.
So when you sign up for our driving schools, we do everything online. So once you sign up, we actually send you a tech form. You download a tech form, and you really want to go over your car. Make sure you've got good tires on it, your brake system's up to snuff, good brake pads, your brake fluid. People don't realize that brake fluid degrades over time,
Yeah,
heat
oh,
cycles,
yeah.
So brake fluid should not look like coffee. No.
No.
So when you show up at a driving event and your brake fluid is that dark tea colored, no, that's no good. So you have fresh brake fluid and a good cooling system on your car, because we're going to take you out there on our 2.15 mile track, 13 turns. And just in your driving school, you're going to get some orientation laps. Then you're going to go into the classroom, and we're going to talk to you about all these things, and talk to you about, how you get around the track, the etiquette of passing and where to pass and where not to pass, again, what the flags mean. But that first day, you're going to get close to 2.5, 3 hours
Ooh,
of seat time.
that'll make you tired.
Oh yeah. I tell my students, if they're not playing with their lips by the end of the day, we didn't do our job, because mentally, performance driving, you know how much mental effort goes into driving.
My God.
Right.
So much.
Right. And
It can
you
really mess with
you mentioned you're dealing with 2
Yeah.
turns on an oval,
How many turns do you have at your track?
13 turns.
Oh, wow.
That's a couple more.
Just a few.
Just a few more. And that's in one lap.
Yeah.
How many laps do you guys do?
Well, most of the time on road course, we go by time. We do time sessions. So a good time session on our track is 20 minutes. So in 20 minutes, when you're first starting out, you don't worry about your lap time. You want to worry about the technique. So I always tell our students, focus on the technique, the speed will come. If you go out there and attack the turns, you're going to be in the grass. You're going to be spinning around. if you see headlights on a road course, one of you screwed up. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you need to be pointed all the same direction. So a good lap time out there for a beginner is, you know, right around 2 minutes or under 2 minutes. So in 20 minutes, you're going to run 10 laps, 13 turns, 10 laps. You get lots of practice, repetition. It's all about seat time is what, you know, learning performance driving. So that's probably the biggest eye opener for our students that come out that have never done this before. Is like, oh my gosh, that's hard work. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of effort, a lot of mental effort. And then you're looking the flags, watching your mirrors, watching your gauges, listening to your instructor, because we actually put a coach in the car with you, a driving or, you know, ride along coach who's going to be coaching and critiquing the entire time. So you got an instructor sitting over there giving you feedback right away when you're going in the turn or exiting the turn, you're getting that feedback. So it's a deep dive into performance driving your car out on the road course. And most people like say, once getting them out there to the track, getting them through that school, we set the hook. Once they get out there and do it, it is highly addictive. You know how addictive the adrenaline rush is.
It's bad.
Oh, yes. You know, and on a road course is the same way. Even though we're not racing, you're competing against yourself.
That's probably the most addicting part, I think,
Yes.
is knowing that you could do better.
Exactly.
Every single time you're like,
Right.
oh, I probably could have done this differently. Next time I'm going to fix it. Or, I mean, you think about it mechanically too. Oh, I could have done something better here, but it's what am I doing with my feet? What am I doing with my hands? And am I breathing?
It's
so
amazing how often you forget to breathe.
It is, you know, sometimes I get cotton mouth in the car because I'm like mouth breathing.
And the other thing, eyes, right?
Yes.
Eyes are hugely important.
Where are you
because
looking?
your hands go where your eyes go.
You need a car and you need eyes. This is very
Step two.
is very eye-opening
So,
to me. I was gonna bring a horse or something. I didn't know.
So no
You needed a
horse and
car.
buggy, but you do need a vehicle. You need eyes. What
Yeah.
else do you need?
I guess I'm out.
Well, you also need a neck. You need to be able to turn your head because some of our turns are 180-degree turns.
Really?
So when you go into the turn, your exit is behind you.
Nice.
So you got to be coming up to that turn, getting your braking points, getting your turn in, moving your eyes. So as you're approaching that turn, your head's on a swivel. You're looking through that turn because you want to go over there, and you're over here. Yeah, turn 13 at our track. I contend it's one of the most difficult turns in the country on a road course. And I want to see Rebecca out there and see how well she does. It's a challenging turn.
I bet she'll do.
And it's right in front of the clubhouse. We've got a clubhouse out there at the track that overlooks turn 13. So if you screw up turn 13, everybody sees it. It's also right by the pit area too. So
no pressure.
But it's truly a challenge mentally and physically and on your vehicle too, if you really are pushing it. That's why we tell our students, don't worry about the speed.
Yeah.
Focus on the technique, learn as much as you can, get the feeling of that car moving around under braking as you're transitioning from brake to throttle and feeling the weight transfer in that car. That's the other thing we teach is weight transfer. Is the weight where I need it in the car to do what I want it to do. So there's so many nuances that once you get hooked on this, that you're really and it's a drug. It's addictive. You got to come back.
100%.
Exactly.
And it's hearing you say weight transfer kind of makes me think. I'm always thinking, how can I relate what our guests are talking about to what I know and with what I do with dirt track racing? And I know we talked about this a little bit off air. Was how we're sliding through our corners, and that's going to be faster so we can get the car to hike up and it's on the rails, and that's how it wants to perform. And so we've got weight in different spots and we'll move it around based on the track conditions or the track shape, what we want out of it, amongst other things as well, like changing bar angles. But hearing you say that and then knowing that you want the wheels straight on a road course, it's all my gears are just going in my head like, how does this work? What's happening? Where's the math?
Right.
So
and spinning tires on a road course is bad.
Real bad.
Because you're losing forward momentum if your tires are spinning, plus you're eating up and heating up your tires.
And that's the same concept
Yes,
with dirt
exactly.
track as
right.
well.
So you have, with the racing you do, it would just be learning some new and some additional elements to what you do. You have good car feel and understanding where the traction is and where the weight is. It would just take you a day and you would be up to speed on a road course. And
I'm excited.
You don't need that much time. I mean,
well,
you don't think
nobody hold me to this, please.
as a racer, because she understands the speed and corner entry. Sometimes on a track, you have to give up a little speed, entrance speed, to get your maximum exit speed. Slow in, fast out. That's what we teach on. If you're really going fast, you overslow the entrance so that you can get your turn in and get the power on as soon as possible, so you can maximize your exit speed. Now we're into about class level 4 type stuff that we're talking here. So
I'm ready for 5. No, I'm kidding. If anybody's watching this that will see me when I'm out there at Hastings in a few weeks, or maybe just don't judge me.
You're gonna kick
please.
it. No,
we I'm
believe
excited.
in you.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
All of us on this show believe in you, Bree.
I appreciate that.
We all have full confidence in you.
Well, Jeff said the magic word, so now I feel like I have to do that. I have to do this. Well, he said you have to have eyes. And I take a lot of pride in being one of the only legally blind race announcers in the country. I'm probably one of the fewest, there's probably not a lot of people out there with my eyesight that have been like, oh yeah, I'm going to be crazy enough and buy a race car. And I've made that
And you've done it. You have done it.
Just a couple times. I've never claimed to be the world's greatest at it. Maybe one of the worst. But when somebody
No,
says you got to have eyes, I'm like, man, I got to do this. I got to do it now.
That was kind of funny. No, but I'm glad you do that, and I'm glad you're out there and you're calling the races. And I know that if you see a wreck, they better call it.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Can't stop, won't stop.
That's right.
All right. So what else is needed for someone to go and compete at one of your races? So they obviously need a vehicle. They got to have
eyes.
All their marbles in check. They got to have eyes and a neck.
Right.
Jokes aside, what else do they
Well,
need?
the way most people are going to start is coming through our driver's ed program. And then we have actually have our own driving club out there called our Guardrail Club. Once you come through the school, that's sort of the entrance exam to joining our club. You do not have to join our club. But if you join our club, we got several different levels, but that then allows you to come out on our Guardrail Club or our open track weekends that we do. And there, then it's just repetition. It's adding more seat time to it. But what you need then, if you wanted to come out and do the school, we ask, you don't have to wear a fire suit because we're driving street cars.
Okay.
We do.
That's good to know, because I was going to show up and it would have been super embarrassing if I was fully suited up.
We do have drivers who wear suits, Nomex suits in their cars, because we are driving cars with gas and oil, and brakes get hot. Stuff does get hot. And my lead instructor found that out. I'm going to bust you, Nathan.
All right.
She found out a couple of years ago. She was out testing a race car. She actually races, and she had a fuel injector pop out, had a flash fire pop up in her car. She was wearing her Nomex. She had her visor up.
Thank God. Oh no.
Oh yeah. That'll leave a sunglass mark.
She lost an eyebrow.
Just one?
Because that's where it came up the center of the car. She lost.
That's so scary.
Oh man.
Her eye was red, and I even gave her grief just before she went. I said, "You got all that? Put your visor down." No, I'm fine. And it can happen that quickly. So,
okay, I'm wearing my suit then. That's happening.
So, but we even have rental helmets out of the track. You don't even have to invest in your own helmet. Thanks to our friends at Speedway Motors. We got brand new helmets out there that you can actually, when you sign up to do the school, I need a helmet. You can rent a helmet right from us. Perfect. Long pants, closed-toed shoes, long sleeve shirt, and an open mind and a closed helmet to come out and do the stuff. But
I like that. That sounds fairly simple. Is there like any licensing that needs to happen beforehand? Or?
No, that's essentially what you're doing when you're coming through our school.
Okay.
You're getting your credentials essentially to come out and drive. We're not a sanctioned school through the two road racing series here in the Midwest are the SCCA, the Sports Car Club of America, and then there's NASA, not the people that launch rockets.
Not an astronaut.
No.
Okay.
National Autosport Association, NASA. So those are the two groups, but also the Porsche Club of America hosts a club race out at our track. So that's another sanctioning body that comes in, and they have a club race out there. So what we're doing is we're getting you credentials and the experience that you can then move on to doing some competition. Or a lot of people just come out and enjoy driving their cars. Once they come out, I need a different set of tires. Well, what's that going to do to the handling and performance characteristics of it? The shocks are worn out on my car, so I need to invest in some performance-based shocks. Now my ride height's too high, so I need lower springs. Now I need different shocks and struts to compensate. Now roll bars. So once you start, getting your car set up for road course, then it's learning how those changes translate to your driving and how can I take advantage of those. Just like when you make a change, All right, is it a good change? Am I going
Not
backwards?
always.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the same thing on the road courses. Oh, that doesn't feel good. I got too much air pressure in the rears. I need to come in and let that down. Too much air in the fronts or whatever it might be. Those brake pads, those aren't good.
Those aren't the ones.
Those are the ones I want. So, that's the only way, and that's the way I justified it with my wife, is anytime I made a modification of my vehicle, I got to go out and test it, out of the track weekend, halfway across the country, but have to go out
Minor
to,
details.
Pocono and run the road course at Pocono. So, but it is truly addictive, but it's also very easy to get into. You just got to have the desire to want to come out and learn. I'll say it right now. Women are better students than men. I say it at my driving schools. I used to run my own driving
Generically,
school.
Bree. Generically.
Well,
he's not saying.
I'm going to take it right now and I'm going to go with it and just be happy in this moment. So,
Okay.
as you were saying, Jeff.
Women listen.
Oh, that's not me.
All right, well, there you go. Women don't have testosterone, and women listen. Right there. There's their three advantages when they're starting out, when they come out to learn. So many guys, we spend the first half of the day slapping them upside the helmet just to get them to listen
I
to
don't know
us.
what you're talking about.
Just to get them to listen to your coach and take our teaching and apply it. So that's where the women have their advantage. They're much more open to that coaching out the front because they're not bringing all that macho with them when they come out to the track. Oh, I see Bree making a face there. So maybe not.
This might be hard for me.
All right. Well, I'll put Nathan with you as my instructor because Nathan will get you on the learning curve.
She can smack me upside the head.
That's
It's
right.
fine. All right. Well, we are going to head to break. It is our last break before we are done with the show today. So if you have any questions, make sure you text them into our text line or on Facebook or YouTube. Let us know you're listening to The Finish Line on 93.7 The Ticket.
You can get diesel anywhere, but what about Atomic Diesel? That comes from Stern. Atomic Diesel is your solution to all your cold weather problems. Prevent clogged fuel filters, increase your fuel economy, and save money with Atomic Diesel. Contact Roger at Stern today by calling 1-800-477-2744 to see how Atomic Diesel and the rest of their line of fuels and lubricants can keep your operation running at max capacity.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl, Jordan, with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk commitment. And what better way to do that than with some shiny, sparkly jewelry? Am I right? Now, I'm not suggesting you have to rush, but if you're considering making a significant move, do your planning. We offer financing and payment plans. Lock down your selection with confidence. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Play ball!
Ready to unleash the fun with Salt Dogs Baseball? Join us at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed games running through August. Stay ahead of the game by visiting saltdogs.com for updates on exciting promotions, giveaways, and events happening each week. Experience a change-up from your typical family night, or make it a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers.
Strike 3, you're out!
Don't miss the fun happening all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
All right, it's time for Final Jeopardy. It's been a tight contest today that all comes down to this final question. No summer picnic or family get-together or trip to the lake is complete without this particular item. Let's go first to Bob.
What is beer?
No, that's not it. Think about the kids. Over to you, Farley.
What is corn on the cob?
Tough to grill that on a boat. Wrong again. Grace, this time for the win.
What is Bure's cheese spread?
We have a winner! Bure's cheese spread, available in most local grocers in Nebraska.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
Old school with DP&J.
Can Nebraska have a player-led locker room in year 2 under Matt Rule?
I think it could be in year 2. I always say this: we had great captains every year I was here, but I always say some of our best leaders weren't necessarily our captains. So I think when you have that, that's a player-led team. So it doesn't matter how old the quarterback is.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to the finish line with Bree Fansteel and James Rowland on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the finish line on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm your host, Bree, joined with James Rowland. We have Jeff Lucina with us, the general manager of Motorsports Park of Hastings. And we've got Ben on the buttons helping us out and giving me a hard time today.
Well, yeah,
for
'cause
sure.
that was the first time you haven't spelled my name when introducing me.
I did. It was so tempting.
I'm just glad we got you fired up.
It's just not that complicated of a name that you have to spell it.
It's
for
not,
people.
and that just goes back to saying that James has a mashed potato brain and I've got a gravy brain. So anyway,
Do I have a normal brain?
Yes, you do. You're normal.
And you got eyes too, so come on out.
You're wow.
Okay.
All right. So Jeff, we were talking a little bit about the go-kart racing as well that you guys have out at the park. So tell me what's going on with that.
Well, you talk about how does someone get involved, and
Mhm.
go-karts is another great way to get involved. We run a series just for a specific kart. It's called the Margay Ignite K3 kart, and they're all powered by the same Briggs & Stratton engine. We all run a spec tire, spec gas, so it really gets down to the setup. But that also is a great way for families to get involved, because you can come out as young as 11 or 12 and get your kids started racing, but they run the same kart, but just at a different weight. So one weekend, the son or the daughter can run it. The next weekend, dad come out and drive it. Right, take the weight off. And we run 3 classes. We've got a junior class, then we've got a master's class, and then we got a heavyweight class for us big guys. So, there's a place for anybody in karting.
I like
and
that.
and it's a great family sport. And we run our races on Sunday afternoons. So people come out, grab lunch at the clubhouse, have our drivers meeting. Then we got families, grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles out there, everybody cheering everybody on. We'll get anywhere from 30 to 40 carts out there on those weekends running. So it's a great time and another great way to get involved in road course racing.
Yeah, I love that. And we were also talking about the people that kind of help keep the wheels turning at the track. Some great partners that you have. If you want to talk to us a little bit about those guys.
Yeah, I mentioned George Anderson, who was the godfather of the track. Well, the track sold back in 2019, and several of the buyers that bought the track then were original investors in it. So right now there's 5 Nebraska. It's all Nebraska based.
Oh.
So it's all Nebraska businessmen that own the track. 2 of them live right there in Hastings and are very involved in the track. One likes to come out and mow for me.
Oh,
and so
that's a great investor.
yeah. So they are truly doing this as a support of grassroots motorsports in
As
town.
a
So
want to.
yeah, as a want
I
to.
like
So
that.
there's 2 guys in Hastings, and another one, a local farmer nearby. Our infield is grass or alfalfa, so he cuts and bales it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
he's a farmer. He runs a bunch of cattle. We got a silent partner, and then another partner right here in Lincoln. That's one of our owners as well. So it's nice to have a facility like ours that's owned by successful Nebraska businessmen who are doing it as a passion project.
Yes.
You know, there's the old adage in motorsports: how do you make a small fortune in motorsports? You start with a large one.
Yep.
You know, I mean, by the time you do insurance, staffing, everything, you know, it's a large endeavor.
Well, that's good. We like, especially us Nebraskans, we like to support other Nebraskans. So how can our listeners and our viewers find you guys or find more information about your park?
Sure. RaceMPH.com is our website. And also I'm on Instagram and social media under Motorsport Park Hastings. So we're always posting some fun videos on there to share about the events coming up, and then recap videos from, you know, this past event. So either racemph.com on the website or our social media on Instagram and Facebook.
Perfect. I like it. Well, thank you so much, Jeff, for joining us. Jeff Lucina, the general manager. You were saying toilet scrubber, grass cutter. Well, not grass cutter.
I run the weed whacker.
The weed whacker,
He's everything.
the
That's
jack of all trades. Thank you so much joining us with Motorsports Park of Hastings. Next week, we'll have a surprise guest. It may or may not be Jack Stover. We will see.
Surprise.
We will see. But you are listening to The Finish Line on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging